So here we are on Risa, but I am going to just show you quickly. I'm going to change through my characters. All right. And the KDF Recruit is the one I've probably done the least stuff for. But I just want to show you my progress of where I'm at. Okay, so I've done some of these. I've done the most important ones of these, the ones that you know what I mean. Like I've got the Starship trait. There's still others. I don't have the improved version yet. I did the ones that got me the T6 ship. That now all my characters can get that bird of prey. I've done these other ones. You can see how much of the campaign, like each one of these is a season. I haven't done all those to get this universal kit module when you complete the whole campaign on this. The KDF agent, I've done the least. These Endeavor ones, man, they take a lot of stuff. You got to do your endeavors down here with your Klingon recruit, but they're cool because you get extra. You get extra stuff for like you get an extra perk point. So you can see, look, I've got 3 in ground so far. These other studies have 1 in so far. I always tend to go sprint speed if it's available, or turn rate in space, because I just feel like, well, turn rate in space is obvious. You want to point your weapons at what you're doing. And sprint speed, the faster you can physically move in the game, it's just you get around places faster, you get through content faster. And these, even before this shows up at level 60 or 65 or whatever, when this panel shows up, these apply to your character from the moment you create a new character. So even when you're in the tutorial, you are getting these global bonuses. Even though you can't pull this up and look at it, you are getting these. So your sprint speed will be up before you even get uh, these ground reputation traits, like this one plus run speed, this one plus run speed. Gosh, I need to set my space ones. Whole regeneration. Do I have? Yeah. Okay, I definitely want. Oh, I still have one more. Okay, yeah. These ones from the Borg, the ones that constantly regenerate your shields, and the ones that constantly regenerate your hull. Man, those are real hard to turn down. And then being able to, I'm flying the bird of prey, so it probably doesn't. I don't necessarily need to turn as fast, but 25% turn rate. Man, these are killer. And then the same thing for the ground reputation ones. There's a Borg one that's constantly healing your health, and one that's constantly healing your shield. Do I have the shield one yet? Oh yeah, regenerative shield augmentation. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off bonus kit damage and turn on the shield regeneration. Man, those ones that regenerate your hull and shields, ground and space, they really help keep you alive. I probably could get more traits. I don't think I could probably go claim more stuff from the temporal officer right now. And also my reputation on this character is the lowest. You see, look, I've got a few at 4. The Omega one I got to 4, so I could get those traits that regenerate your stuff. And mostly these others are at 3. I haven't played this character very much. Let's cycle through. And I just want to show you this because this is with basically not really playing the game just daily, like logging in and maybe like clicking on the reputation things, which I have a bunch of reputation marks from the rewards for these different characters, and then spending maybe a couple of days playing between 4 and 8 hours a piece on each one of these recruits, between 2 and 3 days, between 4 and 8 hours per day. So say 12 to 16 hours a piece on each one of these 3 characters to get their recruit things unlocked. We'll do these in order of when they were released lately. One of the things I'm really happy about, they used to only do these like, gosh, like maybe a couple a year. They would bring these back. Um, Now they have been. This year we have had. I just throw the triples away. They just eat food and they don't do anything useful. You can see I got a bunch of reputation things I got to open up. So if I look at like my reputation, look, they're all tier 5. My Dyson is tier 6, so that tells you if I was playing this more, where I just had the marks on hand at the time, I could clearly I had time to get this one to tier 6. So it hasn't. It's not that it's taking me so much time. It's just that I just didn't do it. And these are also like once you get one character to tier 5, which my main is like tier 6 in all of these. Um, Once you get them to tier 5, then you can see you get 5,000 experience each time you do one instead of 2,500. So the reputation, going through the reputation, obviously takes half as much time as it does the first time you get to tier 5. Another thing when you get to tier 6, okay, so you get to tier 6. Each one has a captain retrain token. Each one has a vanity shield. This is where I was talking about the vanity shield. So if you don't like the fantasy look of the T6 ship, you can use a vanity shield. There are also just shields that you get that have a vanity effect, like say the Breen shield, the Remand shield, as mission rewards. You can equip any of those to your ship under visual. See, so like this one, Remand prototype covariant shield. See how my ship doesn't look like the standard like Voyager like silver ship? It's got like this dark, like black reflective-y look. That's this shield. See? That's what it normally looks like. That's what it looks like with the shield. So you can see that those will change drastically what it looks like. So each reputation has one of those and has a fleet module. I've already got the fleet module. And also when you get to tier 6, not every character, but once per reputation for your whole count, there is a project that will reduce the cost of all of these things. Like if you want the Dyson combat armor, you want the Dyson shield. Notice these are all parts of sets. The Dyson experimental proton weapon, that's the ground set. Then there is a space set. Okay? And in fact, there are 2 space sets. There will be a space weapon set, which will be a console, some sort of like a beam and or cannon weapon, and then there will usually be a torpedo, a 3-piece space weapony set, and then there will be a set of deflector, engine, singularity or warp core depending on Romulan or non-Romulan, and a shield, a 4-piece set for each one of these. The cost of these, as in how many marks, dilithium, etc., EC, all of these things. There is a project for each one of these when you get to tier 6 that reduces the cost for every character on your account for that particular reputation type. Those are the things I've been doing on my main. I've got most of them done in this last event. Like I said, I'm going to run it one more time today to get my credit for today, and I will pick marks that will allow me to complete another one of those things. I buy the fleet modules first, and then I get the account discount upgrades. Okay, you can see I've got most of these. I'm working on this one right now. This is get Admiralty in the campaign of your faction. This is Federation, so I am trying to get. Whoops. I'm trying to get my Federation up to level 10. You can see I'm at 9. I only need 13,700 more experience points in Admiralty to get that. And then that will be done, and that will reward for my entire account a USS Voyager Admiralty card. So I'm working on that. you can see that I have done all of these. So I have gotten the temporal insight trait for getting it halfway. I will get the improved temporal one when I finish the last missions in the Delta season, and then the Iconian War. So I need 2 more seasons, and then I will have this fully done. The fleet when I'm done, and I went through and I did these first. Uh, the Iconian technologies and the Iconian the information ones. So when you do one, you get the temporal negotiator. When you do the other, you get the paradox corrector. And one of these, maybe is it this one when you complete all of them? Yes, this one also when you complete all of these, you also get a photonic engineering officer, either KDF or Fed, depending on your faction, that you can claim once you get that. That's why I'm trying to finish that. So you can see this one's mostly done. All right. And then finally, we will look at the temporal agent. And once again, I am just showing these uh, so that you know that if you do not have to invest a lot of time to complete these temporal recruits or temporal agents and these delta gamma beta or delta gamma beta delta gamma KDF recruits to complete their man. I need to open all these and sell these items to get my stuff to get my EC back that I spent doing this. So you can see I'm doing specializations, which I mean you should be doing those anyway. So once you finish your skills, then you get to your specializations. Oh, I've got another point. I'm gonna boost this main ability. This one's cool in the temporal one. When you're about to die, instead it teleports you away and restores you, gives you another chance. It's like a do-over. So I'm working on these. So once I complete a specialization, then I'll get this one. Once I do 3 specializations from the list, which there I know there's more specializations than these primary ones that are listed here, but these are the ones that were available when this recruit came out. So sometimes you're limited by that stuff because they haven't updated those things. Uh, re-engineer a Mark V item. Oh, I haven't re-engineered one with salvage. Okay, I need to do that. That'll give me a salvage pool. You can see. Oh, Admiralty level 5. I've got one of these to claim actually. So I'll go ahead and claim that. Oh, I've got a couple. Oh yeah, I got to tier 3 in my reputation. So I will claim that. Okay, what marks do I need? I'm gonna go Romulan because that's what those 2 are my lowest ones. I just want to have enough. Okay, so you can see, and this is the duty officer one. When you get to the end, most of them have a duty officer you can get. This gives you a gold and epic. There's not very many epic duty officers in the game. You get one. You get the EMH one from that one mission, and the only other ones that I know of are or very rare or epic ones are ones you get from these. So you can see I've gotten half the temporal probes. Um, these are all just by the time you complete um, the Borg Advance. So you just have to get through. That's the tutorial. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get through the first 4 seasons, and this one's short. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's not very many. And this one is also short. That doesn't count. That's just talking to somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 episodes left in this one. Once you get through those, somehow I couldn't find this one when I did it, so I'll have to go back just and grab that, and then I can X out of the mission because you have to look for these on the map when it comes up as a thing. So I have this rapid support thing. Basically, improves when you do your emergency space thing, and then they've got an even better version. The thing though that I really want from this, you can see like I'm still. Oh yeah, I haven't finished the Romulan mystery because that one's kind of long. So once again, got to get through the Iconian War and a little bit further Future Proof and Yesterday's War. Those aren't super long. I'm already done those. And then you get when you get halfway, you get a starship trait, and all the way you get the improved version. So this will give me another starship trait. Good stuff for free to play. But the thing I really want is this one: get 10 reputations to tier 5. There are actually 13 reputations now, so you don't even have to get all of them to tier 5. And they added the tier 6 when they brought the Temporal Agent back this last time. But if you look at this, you get 1,000 marks of your choice, 20 rep dilithium, which is dilithium you can use towards reputation stuff, and 750,000 EC. But above that, all future reputation equipment projects will be granted as Mark 13 instead of Mark 12, which is normal, and ultra rare instead of rare. It says it doesn't apply to kit modules because you can't upgrade the rarity of kit modules. So it is what it is. I don't know whether you get them as Mark 13 because you can't upgrade that. But basically, mostly this is for your ground sets and your space weapon sets and your space sets. And then they added tier 6 when they just updated this. Gives you an experimental ship upgrade. That is the one that when you do it, which I haven't done on this because I don't really care about this ship, I'm going to get probably a better ship anyway. Maybe I will use. This was just the first. This is the only tier 6 ship that I have right now, the one from the KDF Recruit on this account. Obviously, with my main, I have enough of the fleet modules that I could get 2 fleet ships. So basically, any ship in the store, the fleet version of it, without the special consoles and things, but the ship itself, with all the ship's abilities, whether those are pilot abilities, miracle worker abilities, and the seats and stuff, and then even it's even a better version. So I can get those, and I am close to when we get to the next event in the event campaign, well before I finish that one to get the reward for that, I will clearly get to 3,500, and then I will get this is the one I'm going to get 2 tier 6 ships from the store. And the reason I like this one is because the ship stores are account unlocks. So every character on your ship, let me get rid of that. Who knows what they're saying in there? I don't want that to be held against me. So that's the one I get because they're account unlocks. You also have the choice of a lockbox ship. If you get a lockbox ship, though, that is for a single character, not for your entire account. Just be aware. But if you've already got, some tier 6 ships, from the summer and the winter events, or you bought some in the store or whatever, this is a great way to get a lockbox ship without ever having to open any stupid lockboxes. Don't open lockboxes unless you're just a whale and you want to do that. There's no reason to ever do that. I've never done that except you saw like in my bank that I had 3 lockbox keys. You get like 2 or 3, maybe sometimes they give you 5 free ones during some special whatever events. Yeah, those I'll use usually on infinity lockboxes because those give you the best choices, and they're updated with all the stuff from every previous lockbox. So, but other than that, I don't open those. But this is a way to get the lockbox ships without having to open a bunch of lockboxes or any of that junk. And your other option is low buy crystals, enough that you can buy any of the low buy ships that are in the low buy store. If you want one of those, and you don't open lockboxes, so you don't have any low buy crystals, which is great. You don't want to do that. So if we go in here, you can see there are a few ships in here. Actually, there's more ships than I remember. Oh, because I think there's ships in here that came from other things, like things you can't get other ways anymore. But yeah, you can see. Oh, and if you are gonna do these, do them when there's the discount, right? So, like, oh, these ones are cheap. I think those are because those are small ships. Okay, but you can see, and they even have different prices, which is interesting. So these are 720 right now. Was 900, but they're 20% off low buy because of the summer sale. There's usually summer sales, Black Friday sales, all sorts of different sales. If you have the patience, you can wait and you can see if you had 1500, you could get two of these. Once again, though, these are for a single character. They are not account unlocks. Um, just keep that in mind. And make sure you're getting one. Do your research before you get one of these. They're not inherently necessarily better than anyone you can get in the store or a lockbox ship. A lot of lockbox ships. Uh, well, they used to. The newer ones had those, where you would have two special seats. You know what I mean? But now these are having, like, this has a Intel and a pilot ship, the T6 ship from this year's summer event, and the last one from the anniversary event had different seats in it. I don't remember which two at this point. I'd have to look back and see. But yeah, keep in mind they're doing that now, so you can get those. And here's the mastery, like I was talking about. You see, and then at the end you get the starship trait. So, starship traits right here, and you see these are locked, 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 locked. Those you get from your fleet stuff. You do there's fleet. You go in the fleet stores, you spend fleet marks in dilithium, and you unlock these extra things. The experimental upgrade, when you do that, it gives you another device slot, and it gives you a universal console slot that you can put any kind of console in you want. Or the experimental upgrade. So, like I said, you get one of those for getting a reputation in tier 6 here. And if we look at my reputations, you see they're at 40. They're working on their 45s right now. I've got plenty of marks in all of these just from the Temporal Agent rewards that I've gotten so far, and then the rewards I've gotten from the KDF Recruit stuff. Like I said, you go claim those and you get a bunch of reputation mark rewards and the Delta Recruit. So, like, I've got like plenty of these. I mean, like some of them I'm down. I'm at like 240, so I might have to get some more of those at some point. And I haven't been doing anything on any of these accounts to get extra marks, reputation marks, which is why my reputation progress has been like a little bit slow on some of my characters. I mean, slower than it could have been. They're, like I said, one character is all tier 5, the other one, my main character, is basically all tier 6. I think there's maybe one or two reputations that are not tier 6 yet. And I will switch back to that character now. I am just getting the marks that I need to finish these things off, to get my fleet modules, to get my account discounts. So if I look at my reputation, okay, this one is at 240. I need to get it to 250. This one's at 230. I need to get it at 250. So I have two left. Oh, three left to get, and then see it claim account wide discounts. I need some marks for those things, but I'll get these others up to tier 6. The only thing I'm doing to get marks, I am not doing anything extra right now. I did when they had the rocket building event, I would sit here and I would do it multiple times to get some marks.
Talk to the Gorgon collector to participate.
But other than that one, where I can basically more or less just sit there and collect marks doing nothing while I'm watching YouTube videos and stuff, the only way I'm getting more marks is by doing the events. These events, the ones that either give me a reward and contribute to the campaign, or the ones that just give me a reward. You know what I mean? Like some of them just give you like a good reward. You know what I mean? Like Both exosuit kit module. That might not be the greatest reward, but it's still a reward. Torchbearer kit. That's cool. So armor, EV suit, batleth. I don't really care about the batleth, but the armor and the EV suit, and the armor and EV suit have this summon Klingon warriors ability to help you out. That's cool. So yeah, so I have just been getting them when I do those events, because when you do the event ones, unlike normally where if you look in here or TFOs, they give a certain type. These special events always give you any type you want, so you can get the one that you need. I've just been upping my reputation doing that. So that's basically my check-in to show you. You can get all of this stuff. Gosh, I need to get better kit modules on here. These are garbage. 7. Okay, level 7. Those suck. Those need upgrade. Need to upgrade those. But you can see all my other stuff. Mark 15, Mark 15. Not really using those digitizer weapons. They're just placeholders for the time being. I need to get some more stuff in here, but I don't really have any of these complete. I'm just not necessarily worried about fully decking out this stuff that I don't know for sure that I'm going to use long term, until I get you know the ship that I'm actually going to use on this character long term, which is going to be a fleet ship probably. So that's where we're at. You can see I'm basically set up for pretty much most end game content, and I've got the recruits. I would say probably 80% of the way done. All of them are probably close to 80% of the way done on all of their rewards. The Gamma recruit will be a big plus once that. I'm assuming it's going to come out in the next couple months, because they've been bringing out each of the recruits like every couple of months. They've been bringing back one of the recruits. So yeah, I would expect that the Gamma recruit, the Jem'Hadar one, the Dominion faction one, man, I would say probably after the Ryza event that it's going to come back. I bet after this they'll probably, just like they did the Temporal event and the flagship event, running simultaneously. And in fact, if you don't have a Temporal Agent, you can still make a Temporal Agent right now. I think this is the last day to do it. Yeah, see, it's got the sparkly thing on there. You can still do it. If you do a TOS Starbuck, see, ends in 17 hours. So you're basically just about out of time, but you can still make one if you want to. I mean, you should just make one. Make one and complete the tutorial. In this case, you have to do the whole tutorial. Sometimes you only have to do the first half of the very first mission, like with the KDF one. And this one you do have to complete the whole tutorial to get the special item. So just do that, and you're good to go. All right. Get it created and then you can claim the things whenever you want. And I'm gonna end with this.
All hail the king!
What the hell? An entity has somehow trapped our ship
That's disappointing.
and turned the crew into characters from a children's book.
The book. At least it made you the hero.
Until we undo all of this,
Kneel before me.
yes, of course, we are stuck here.
If you should fall in battle, I will sing an epic song.
Great.
So there you go. That's where they got all this stuff for the current event from. All this fantasy stuff from that one episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I mean, it wasn't my favorite episode, to be honest with you, but it was fine. But that's where all this ye old summer event stuff comes from. Enjoy. Get your T6 ship. Every T6 ship, whether you realize you think you're going to want it now or not, get them during the events. I mean, it doesn't take long. Only takes a couple minutes every day. You got 30 days. You only need to do it 20. It's like 5 minutes. You know, it's not that big a deal. Basically a couple hours spread out over 3 weeks. Get them because you don't know if you're going to want those traits, the starship traits, or the console, or the ship in the future. Any one of those 3 things may be very useful to you in the future. I say get them. They're always very unique. This one is less unique than a lot. It's very similar to the Intel Cruiser, but it has that 5-3 weapon layout. It has the pilot ship, so it's got 2 pilots, or the pilot bridge officer slot in addition to the Intel one. And then obviously it has a different trait in the console. But yeah, I mean, if you're starting a new free-to-play account, if you've been playing for years, whatever, you still want it. I'm going to get it on all 4 of my accounts. So yeah, if I can bother to get it on 4 accounts, you shouldn't have any problem getting it on 1.